What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have an Icarus Week 70 update. This week they've added 2 new crops to the game, 7 new buff foods, which will blow your mind, and some new news to Galileo, also to fishing. Let's get into it, shall we? So, Icarus Week 70, Vegetable Care Package. Icarus Week 70 Update, Vegetable Care Package. Kumara and Rhubarb are added to the Simple Quest, Rewards, and Open World, and they move to the next phase of Galileo development. Week 70 brings 2 new vegetables to Icarus, the Kumara and Rhubarb. These are not found organically growing on the surface, but can be collected when completing Simple Quests and Open World. We also give an update on Galileo, which is moving into its later phases. As they complete the production, they're working to shift towards testing and refinement. Jump in and have a read. So, Kumara and Rhubarb. These are 2 new resources that they've added that you can plant, grow, and cook with in Icarus. And guys, do not take these lightly. These Kumara and Rhubarb are the new vegetables that have their own perks whenever players consume them. These vegetables are only available by completing the Simple Quest in Open World and not found growing naturally on the map like other vegetables are. This limitation makes them highly valuable, and they come with 7 new recipes across the drying rack, fireplace, cooking bench, potbelly stove, and biofuel stove. For those unfamiliar with Kumara, it is a variant of the sweet potato that came to New Zealand with the Maori settlers. It has a distinct sweet taste, and its flavor is sometimes associated with a blend between its standard sweet potato and American yams. So we're going to show you everything we know about the Kumara and Rhubarb. So this is Kumara, and Kumara is planted in any crop, and as you see, whenever you plant it, it is a food that you can grow. Usually, if you don't have perks, you can get about 2 to 3 per plant. Perks, you can double that or additional 50% with perks like bumper crop and whatnot. But this is what Kumara looks like, and this is what Rhubarb looks like. And we got quite a few of them here in our greenhouse, and we are growing it. And let's show you guys how to get it. So to get Rhubarb and Kumara, what you need to do is go to an open world and make one of these. This is in short-range radio. Once you learn them, you can craft them for some wood, rope, and some iron ingots. And of course, they're unlocked in Tier 2 around with the short-range radio right here past crafting bench above the iron hammer. So what you got to do is complete a mission. Any of the SMPL or simple, whatever you want to call it, missions, you have to request one. And once you complete the mission, hopefully you'll get a drop pod like this. And this drop pod may or may not contain a vegetable's new species. And the vegetable's new species will give you Kumara and Rhubarb and maybe some other vegetable. And all you have to do is hit claim. And you'll get some Rhubarb and Kumara, which you can now plant and then reseed. And it'll go back up into outer space. There's also sometimes cool audio, but I didn't hear it this time. Maybe this one will have a cool noise when it uploads. Oh, there it goes. Ow. Alrighty, and then once you do that, you can actually go into your garden and plant your Rhubarb and Kumara. And once you have all those resources, you can now craft these buff foods right here, and we have them all crafted, and they're going to show you these awesome buff foods, guys. You have the vegetable roll, which gives you 150 maximum stamina and health, negative 30% oxygen consumption, plus 15% exposure resistance, plus 30 health regen, and plus 10% experience gained. You have the shepherd's roll, which is 150 maximum stamina and health, plus 15% health regeneration, plus 15% melee attack speed, plus 15% projectile damage. Yes, both melee and projectile damage increase, and plus 10% experience gained. You also have the sauteed Rhubarb, which gives you 75 stamina and negative 10% oxygen consumption. The dried Rhubarb, which gives you plus 75 maximum stamina and negative 30% oxygen consumption, and negative 25% food consumption. You also have broiled Kumara And broiled Kamara will give you plus 75 maximum stamina and plus 5% melee attack speed. Fried chunky vegetables, which will give you plus 75 maximum health and plus 150 maximum stamina, plus 10% exposure resistance and plus 10% melee attack speed. Rhubarb stew, which will give you a whopping 225 maximum stamina, plus reduction of oxygen, water, and stamina by 10%. These are made in multiple cooking benches, such as the biofuel stove. You'll notice the rhubarb stew, chunky vegetables, shepherd's roll, and vegetable roll can be made here. In the potbelly stove, you can make the rhubarb stew and the fried chunky vegetables. In the fireplace, all you have to do is take the raw materials like rhubarb or Kamara and put them in the fireplace, and they will craft broiled Kamara, if you put Kamara in there, or of course sauteed rhubarb if you put rhubarb in there. And you can dry rhubarb on the drying rack, and this will give you the dried rhubarb. And also on your electric stove, you can craft the rhubarb, fried chunky vegetables, shepherd's roll, and vegetable roll as well. So let me show you how cool the new buff food can be. So you're on your open world. You're quite advanced. We're here in GCon's open world on our East dedicated server. Maybe not even something like this, but something that's at least tier 4 or whatever. So you can make your own set of gear, put a extra food space in. The Hardy 1 buff, which is the nutrition attachment, requires composites and electronics. Gets you an extra food buff. You have 3 by default. And then with talents and the food pyramid buff, you can have another space in your stomach, which gives you a total of 5 food buffs. Let's eat all 5 of these foods. 4 of them contain melee attack speed. So we're going to go and boost our melee attack speed like crazy. We're getting an additional 45% melee attack speed with food buffs. Then in our titanium knife we have here, we have Speedy 2, which is the advanced attack speed attachment made in the advanced alteration bench for carbon fiber composites and attack speed attachment, which is just steel and epoxy. And that gives you an additional 20% attack speed. So we're going to have 45% attack speed plus an additional 20%. That is plus 65 melee attack speed we can have now. And then also, just for being a knife build character, we have plus 15 attack speed with knives. So that's 80% attack speed with knives. Do you get where I'm going with this? Let's eat them and see. And also, we're going to take a look at the bar afterwards. I'm going to show you the stamina bar. We've made a target here. We're going to go ahead and set it up. We're going to show you how fast we can attack with attack speed with an 80% attack speed bonus. Yeah. Good luck. Check out that stamina bar, guys. Do you see how large that stamina bar is? If you're hopping, space hopping and regenerating stamina, you got a huge stamina bar. You got a decent HP bar. It's not the greatest, but that's 80% faster. Just something to gnaw on, guys. If you're a melee character with this new update, I mean, you could pretty much destroy stuff now. Just obliterate creatures. So guys, I would highly suggest growing rhubarb and Kamara. It does seem like the buff foods are quite nice. It took us about 3 times, then 4 times, then 3 times. So we did it about 10 times. 10 open world missions, just the various ones that we got. And it seemed like we got it about 2 to 3 times, I think. And so it's not too awful hard. It may take you a little bit of time if RNG is not on your side today. But other than that, it wasn't really that hard. And then, of course, once you start reseeding your plants and growing them like this, then, you know, you'll have enough buff food for however you want. So the Galileo update. Galileo continues to make steady progress, and they're moving towards testing their fishing mechanics, and they've now added a final fish mesh and added the casting and reeling animations, completing this part of the project and moving it to the testing phase as they refine their UI and look for any bugs that might be present in the new system. They also have updated the bestiary to include more information and possible unlocks, as well as the ability to trigger the respective animal sounds. And we got the changelog. So in the new content section this week, they just mentioned about Kumara and rhubarb and how they added those into the game. They also mentioned the updated recipes that are not purely fruit and vegetable to not scale off of the vegetarian talent. And in the fixed section this week, worked a little bit on optimization. Looks like the initial pass for culling distances to numerous foliage assets for optimization. Created a reloading montage for the hunting rifle, set correct start, loop, and end behavior, and added the firearm table. The hunting rifle now has visible bullets when reloading. Looks like they fixed the audio with the stone statues. Fixed an exploit where the save load with an active food buff or long-lasting food talent stat would increase the duration of the food buff. I don't believe that was an exploit. I think that was a bug, guys. Call it what it was. Whenever you would load with that talent, it would increase the active, and I'm glad they fixed that, to be honest with you. Fixed bug where juveniles weren't being initialized correctly, leading to baby deer not being cleaned up when the parent despawned, which means I think they spawned multiple deers. And we're moving over to our future content this week. They made lava lakes non-drinkable, thank God. Talking about some more fish textures. Looks like we might have some buttercup grass type. Working a little bit more on the trailer, it looks like. And maybe some more simple open world dialogue assets. Looks like they have changed the names of some of the various new creatures. Tweak glass settings for desk lamp and fixed file name. Looks like they're adding icons for shaped obsidian, super cooled ice, and exotic seed. And working a little bit more on the predator bird. Love that we're going to get a carved wood collection. Working some more on the fishing. Adding lava hunter mini buzzy fly explode audio. Looks like the predator bird's gonna be able to circle you. Added fish lore for the bestiary and renaming the barracuda. Looks like we're getting barracuda. Adding item icons for New Horizons food. Rustic wall shelf. Got some clay vases and some geode lamps and other variations and recipes. Obsidian sickle and all obsidian projectiles. Added PIC obsidian. And we talked about the fish wall mounts. Fixed players sometimes being blocked by invisible volumes in caves. And if you step in a lava river or lake, you're going to get lit on fire instead of getting wet. So on the fish displays, it looks like you're going to have stats. Looks like the needler may go in and out of ground or in and out of mud. I'm not sure though. And looks like that's it for this changelog. What a large one. Thank you so much to our YouTube members, Sandy, Wolfie, Sergio, and KHX. Thank you so much for being part of the Late Night Crew. Don't forget you can join the Late Night Crew and get your shout out as well. All you have to do is hit join on the front page here, and you can become a supporter for $1.99 a month, or be part of the Late Night Crew and get your shout out just like they did for $4.99 a month. All this goes towards me and helps support the channel. Thank you. And guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel will get you weekly Icarus update videos just like this one, and content videos as well for Icarus. We released a crit video this week on how to crit every single animal in Icarus, so check that out. And also check out the link that's getting ready to pop up on the screen as well. Watch another video, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Peace.